Stand for the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will appoint Heather Schaefer to serve as secretary for tonight, please. So, Heather, could you take attendance?
I will. President D'Alessandro, Vice President Brazenton, Stepek, Secretary, acting as President,
Here.
Treasurer Schwag,
Here.
Trustee Donnelly,
Here.
Trustee Guthrie, here, Trustee Schaefer, here.
Thank you. Any changes to the agenda? None. We have a consent agenda that includes minutes from June 20th, 2017. Bills payable from May 2017, or for May, in the amount of $3,167,783.89, as well as recommendations for employment. Brad Schmaltz, OMS band teacher. Rachel Pollock, Crossroads special education mathematics teacher. I would entertain a motion at this point. Ms. Guthrie.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support? Ms. Schaefer? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion passes. Prearranged request to address the board. A, we have some retirees.
Yes.
Ms. Latowski, please.
I would be happy to. We have two retirees this evening, and I'm very happy that they are here. Liz Tiffany, if you could come on.
Thank you.
So I have my spiel from Brad. So Liz has been here since '95. He actually typed it, so it's good. But I'll read it just so that we can get the full effect. So on behalf of myself and the Clear Lake staff, we congratulate Liz on her retirement and wish her the best in the years to come. Liz will be missed at Clear Lake. She did a fantastic job overseeing the media center and ensuring that the day-to-day operations always ran smoothly. She took great pride in what she did, how the media center looked, and always ensured it was prepped for each class. She wanted each student to enjoy their experience when they visited with their class each week. Liz was proactive in ensuring books on the shelves were in good shape and in ordering new books that students would enjoy. One of the many neat things about Liz, here it comes, is that each year she would read the Battle of the Books selected titles. She did this with other books too, so she could be knowledgeable and a resource to students when selecting books. She could make book recommendations to students and speak specifically to what they may enjoy about the book, which is fabulous. I think I'm sure they love that. She interacted well with staff. She developed relationship with parents and involved them in the media center. For several years, she coordinated parent volunteers who would assist her in maintaining the media center. Again, we wish nothing but the best for Liz and thank her for her service to our students and school community.
Thank you.
And Maria Wilbert. So Kurt is going to speak on behalf for Maria, and I just want to add my special thanks to Maria for the opportunity she gave me, because she would call me every year and have me come and work with the students, for career day or whatever. So I really enjoyed that. So thank you so much, and you've done a lot for our kids.
And thank you too, Sam. You helped with the shadowing and.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Kurt.
I'm also in a unique position as Liz and Maria both taught my two children. Liz used to be former neighbors and then followed in the Clear Lake.
But Marie and I have known each other a long time, worked with you as colleagues and then as a supervisor. She was instrumental in starting a lot of programs at Oxford, tireless in the benefit of kids, really found a place for those kids that really weren't really accepted at other places, and they found a safe place in her classroom. I was instrumental in founding our CTE program, REACH, web design, and many of the technological aspects, and always in the interest of kids. We really appreciate her service, and I'm very lucky to have worked with you.
Thank you.
So in honor of our retirees, we have cookies. So you are certainly welcome to stay through the whole board meeting, but you'd like to take cookies and go.
So
I see
before we do that, we also have sort of another retiree in that this is Mike's last board meeting.
Yes.
And so
Not quite as much to say, but
for Mike's service on the board, we are very thankful for that. And so for all three of you, we can certainly stop and have some cookies and water.
all right.
Thank you.
We'll take the water then.
At least have a cookie.
Thanks for coming tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're on break, then we're
So is it grandbabies? Is that?
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
We've just sold home over buying.
Enjoy whatever it is.
Enjoy it.
Yes, well, thank you, thank you.
Miss Tiffany, get over here.
Congratulations to you too.
I'm actually gonna find a different.
Yeah, thank you.
I remember your kids well.
Yes.
Looking
Yeah.
more at.
And they're still doing well.
Oh, good.
They're still on the payroll, but they're still doing well.
They always seem to be when they're adults.
So what do you have today?
To do with my life, right now, we're just having a
Grandbabies?
It's gonna be 3 minutes.
Okay.
I have no idea where she's coming from.
Still not there?
I know we're here, okay?
Oh my God, you're moving south of the border?
But it's supposed to be, you know, we can come home for lunch. But one of our daughters lives in Lake
Very happy for you.
No, I have to try, I have to test the waters first.
We could use some spies. Maybe we'll, entertain you on a consultant basis. Yeah.
It was a great time, it was a great fun time.
My kids always loved when you're in the classroom. Yes, you were.
And so a bunch of money, I see everyone here is on the show. And I'm sure the lights on
There you go.
Well, you get 30, and because I got, and then,
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. President stepping tonight.
That is fine. Absolutely. I needed to say congratulations to them, and that worked out perfectly. So I just want to say one thing for Mikey. Thank you so much for all of your input. You really did do a great job, and we will miss that, with your parliamentarism That always helped. Adherence to the rules. It did help us, you know, and we'll miss that. So thank you for your service.
The opportunity to have here with all of you working.
Thank you. Anybody else have a comment for Mike at this point? Okay. Let's move on then. We have Student Athletic Code of Conduct under 4B. And we have a report?
Yeah, so this is an update. So a few months ago, Mr. Andrews presented to the board what the committee worked on in October. And there was a couple of requests from the board just to make sure some of the loose language was tightened up, to make sure we're all on the same page and we put it in alignment with the Oxford Cup. So we had a second meeting. So you see in your board packet, I believe you all have it, the first committee. The second committee, we decided to expand the committee. We had all the members of the first committee, plus we added a couple of coaches. We added some former coaches, a teacher, and we also added a Booster Club representative and a parent with Daniel Wernes, and we also added 3 former Helen Smith or George Prince Award winners. So we had a pretty good representation. They also were charged with asking their fellow coaches or fellow winners, the people that they knew who had input to bring to that meeting. So when we sat at that meeting, we changed a couple of things, just minor tweaks, but also really firmed up what the previous committee had done. One of the requests from the board was to kind of establish a purpose so everybody knew what the award was about. Also come up with a plan of, and when we have our new athletic director on board soon, we'll make sure he is aware. Deneen Kincaid is also aware that our coaches promote it. We do a better job of promoting what the purpose is and what the requirements are. So outlined in front of you is kind of the purpose along with the descriptions of both of those awards. We really wanted to make sure we had the athletic achievement, character, sportsmanship, work ethic, and contributions to their teams, all while serving as a positive representative of the Oxford community. We thought that was important. I know there was some discussion at the board previously which was more prestigious, the Oxford Cup or these awards, and really the committee was very strong and they're the same. This is the athletic side, this is the academic side. You wear Oxford across your chest, you represent us outside the community, and that should mean something. So it really needs to be that special award. So the eligibility for the awards used to be 2 varsity letters. We upped that to 3 for a significant contribution. That really doesn't have to all be it could be in the same sport, but they should be multi-year winners. They should have to be consistent with the Oxford Cup. Students of Oxford High School, not students of Oxford High School, but students participating in the Oxford Athletic Program for a minimum of 3 years, consistent with the Oxford Cup. One of the other clarifications, it was a student athlete disciplinary record. Was it the student code of conduct or athletic code of conduct? So we firmed that up, tightened up the language. And you see student athlete disciplinary record must be clear of any offenses resulting in suspension during his or her athletic career at OHS as outlined in section 5, which is the disciplinary piece of the school code of conduct or the athletic code of conduct in the student athlete handbook that they all sign.
With that point, can I just ask a question?
Yep.
So I think there was an issue about whether there was, I don't know, inter versus intra, meaning was it internal discipline from the coach, like you missed a practice?
Okay, so these
we had a little bit of discussion about that.
Yep. So if you look at, 3 is specifically stating as outlined in section 5 of the athletic code of conduct and the athlete parent handbook, and that is the disciplinary offenses of Oxford High School.
Okay.
So this disciplinary offenses of the Oxford Athletic Department as a whole and Oxford High School, because there is a section in there, actions unbecoming an athlete, and it's pretty consistent what that is. So that number 4 there is at the discretion of the athletic director and athletic committee. A candidate may also be disqualified for a violation of team rules or poor citizenship, which would then cover instances of that if they were egregious. They may not have risen to a level or there was a loophole in that there was just some things that, hey, we don't want this person. This person isn't a quality representative to have a name on a trophy forever in Oxford. We see that as a very rare case, and that's not a one-person decision. That would be an athletic committee made up of 2 high school administrators, including plus the athletic director and 2 high school coaches. So that would have to rise to a different level.
Okay.
So a student, I don't even want to guess what kind of offenses those were.
Yeah.
I can't think of an offense that wouldn't be in there, but in the case that, hey, this shouldn't be a person that's representing this award.
Okay.
One of the important people on that committee was really Danielle. we spent a lot of time with Helen and kind of got her wishes. So we took a lot of guidance from that, and it was very consistent with particularly the former winners, coaches, former coaches. There was a great deal of consensus about the requirements on the committee, and really from the first committee too. So one of the changes here, so we can narrow down the field. Student athlete must be nominated by the Oxford Community Schools head coach to be placed on the ballot. So where the Oxford Cup is the top 33% of males, academically the top 33% of females, OSEC and OHS, the selection criteria is they simply need to be nominated by their head coach. Each head coach, as part of their contract, has the opportunity to nominate up to three of their student athletes. They don't have to be their student athletes, but somebody they believe is worthy. By nominating, they submit a bio. We have a form, we'll create a form, that they submit a bio with their accomplishments and why they should deserve the award. And that is part of their contract to be able to nominate those, but they can nominate up to three. So as a former baseball coach, I might nominate one or two of my baseball players, and then I might nominate a football player, a girls basketball player, someone that I got to see for 4 years that I think is worthy. So our nomination process, all senior student athletes who meet those criteria identified, anyone who will be disqualified are taken off the list for nomination, and then a list of all the eligible senior athletes are submitted to the varsity coach, who then will nominate as part of his contract and obligations. And then to make sure that someone's not missed, the athletic director can meet with head coaches and say, hey, this person should probably be on there. Maybe they're an oversight. Maybe I thought someone else was going to nominate this athlete. We want to make sure that we want to be as inclusive as possible and not miss anybody because of a technicality. And then once all those students are nominated, then they're placed on a ballot. 50%, for 49% of the vote is of the senior student athletes, and 51% is of the coaches' vote. And then we'll use some type of online. Currently we use election runner, but we don't want to put election runner in the policy just in case that changes, but some reliable election system. So we kind of, in summary, we tightened up the language on the purpose, the description of the awards, the criteria of the awards, and then really set that process up, particularly for the new athletic director and Deneen Kincaid, the athletic secretary, to be able to run those as clear as possible. So,
thank you.
We just wanted to present to you.
Thank you. And Pat, I just noticed that on their agenda it says athletic code of conduct, and that's not what this is.
Thank you.
This is the athletic
Yes,
awards.
yeah, the Helen Smith and the George Prince Awards. Yeah, I believe the athletic code of conduct was last year, right? Probably about the same time.
Yeah, but just so that we're
Correct.
clear
Correct.
with what we're doing here.
Thank you.
Any questions from anybody here? Thank you, Ms. Fingers.
Very good, thank you.
Yeah. Number 5, Board of Education matters. I'll entertain a motion here. Mike?
Move to appoint Mark Stepek to the Superintendent Negotiation Committee.
Support? Jen? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Vote passes. Our motion is confirmed. Number 6, curriculum and instruction, Mr. Weaver.
Yeah, we're looking to pass the curriculum for the sexuality and reproduction unit that we have presented for the different levels for Oxford. We've gone through quite an arduous process of the public hearings, listening to inputs from the board as well, and from those public hearings, making adjustments, and then we came back, kind of showed you what the changes were that were made from that input, and now we need to go ahead and ask for approval, if you would.
I'll entertain a motion. Ms. Guthrie?
Move to approve the sexuality and reproduction curriculum as presented June 13th, 2017.
Support? Does anybody want to support?
Support.
Would you?
Hello, thank you.
Any discussion? All those in favor, sorry. Mr. Donnelly, you had a
Yes.
discussion?
Yes, please. First of all, I want to thank the Oxford staff and all who worked on this. Walking through a minefield is not a lot of fun, and I guess you're going to get my yay vote. I just want you to. I've watched for decades the public school system being asked to do more and more of what parents are called to do. You only have so many hours. And there's certain stuff that's just not our job. Now the state makes it our job, which frustrates me, but I long for the day when all we do is educate our kids and we expect our society, our community, our families to raise their children. And or else this is going to become an impossible task for you educators. It will become impossible if it is your job to raise our kids. So I just want to make that statement. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion passes. Number 7, Finance and Operations, Mr. Barnard.
Yes, we just have a motion to approve the 2016-17 and final amended, as well as the 2017-18 proposed budgets.
I'll entertain a motion. Ms. Schaefer?
Move to approve the 2016-2017 final amended budget and the 2017-2018 original budget for the general fund, capital project fund, debt retirement fund, cafeteria fund, and community services fund.
Support? Ms. Guthrie? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion passes. We are still under, Human Resources, Ms. Latowski.
Yes, I will just give you a quick update on staffing that's happening right now. We had second interviews for the athletic director today, and hope to have a recommendation at the next board meeting. We have 2 really fabulous candidates, so we're excited. Second interviews for middle school special ed and middle school math science will be happening tomorrow. So they'll be going and teaching lessons at the middle school. We have our second round for Oxford High School counselor that's kind of in progress, so that should be also being wrapped up soon. And then we had second interviews for Spanish/Thursday. So we've been pretty busy interviewing teachers and watching them teach lessons, so it's been enjoyable.
So what are you doing in your spare time?
So that's the fun part of my job. I love it. So anyway, that's a quick update for the staffing pieces. And I also have two motions that I'd like to put forth to the board tonight. The approval of the OESPA agreement and the approval of the ASME agreement. And we have tentative agreements with both groups, and I'd like to recommend that they be approved.
I will then entertain a motion. Ms. Schaefer?
Move to approve the tentative agreement between the Oxford Educational Support Personnel Association and Oxford Community Schools for the period of July 1st, 2017 through June 30th, 2020, as presented and previously discussed.
Support? Ms. Guthrie? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion passes.
Yay, thank you.
I will entertain the next motion. Ms. Guthrie?
Move to approve the tentative agreement between the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Local 1472 AFS-CME, and Oxford Community Schools for the period of July 1st, 2017 through June 30th, 2020, as presented and previously discussed.
Any support? Mike? Any discussion?
Can I just ask, what is this one? What
Actually,
is this one?
Ask me. Bus drivers.
is
Oh, the like bus
drivers,
drivers and, okay.
food service.
Right, okay.
Anything else? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion passed. I don't see Ms. Sweet, but does somebody have a report on student services?
None.
Unscheduled participation from the audience. Wake up. Any clarifications, Mr. Crone?
None needed.
Ms. Bono, we have any scheduled activities? Kind of slowed down for the summer
It's
here?
going to slow down, just the next board meeting, and I will have hard copies of the new schedule for you at my desk. I'll get them before you leave.
Okay. Final board comments. Let's start with Ms. Guthrie.
Okay. I just want to say thank you. I just have like a huge round of thank yous for, I'd like to thank Mr. News for coming tonight, and especially for his work on completing and clarifying the criteria for the athletic awards. Thank you so much for that. Also, thanks again to Mr. Weaver and his fabulous team who vetted and restructured really the sexual and reproductive curriculum, as I'm going to echo Tom's words. Mine feels are not much fun, so thank you for your hard work on that. Thank you, Mr. Barnett, so much for your work on the budget. I'm so excited. It's great that that's approved. And then, of course, thank you to Nancy and all of the team and Tim for your work, hard work on the OESPA and the AFS-me agreements. That's fabulous news. Way to go. Way to get through that time soon. Thank you. Proud to be a Wildcat.
Ms. Schaefer?
I just wanted to say a couple quick things. Although I did not vote for the health and sexuality curriculum, I do appreciate all of the work that the team put into it. I've been asking Ken and directing emails, and he's been really great. So I wanted to thank you for always getting back to me and providing me with the information that I asked you and directing me. So I do really appreciate that. So and I did want to make sure that you knew that. And I also just wanted to say to Mike, you will be missed greatly. So he's really the main one that reached out to me as the new person and like called me at home and walked me through a lot of things. He was like, I was kind of like, how do I get going here, And he was really the first person to reach out to me. And then multiple other times, even after meetings, like, if you don't understand that, please ask me, and just always reached out to me. And I think that shows a lot when you have senior people and then non-senior people, when they're holding out their hand to guide. I think that's a great leader. So, so you will be missed, and I'll end it with that.
Mr. Donnelly?
Echo what Jenny said to all of you. What hard work. It's inspiring to know how dedicated you are. It's really cool. And to echo also, Mr. Mike, you were one of the first to call me, and make sure you bring a cup by, and I'll fill the coffee cup. All right. Thank you.
Mr. Schwab, your last board comment.
No pressure.
As a board member, you better clarify that.
I don't think that's the last we'll hear from him.
Well, the good thing is with 5 members here, it'll only take 4 for a motion to pass that I'd like to make tonight.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Point of order. Take over, Dan.
Too late, you can't make a motion. You run the limit. But I really appreciated working with all the board members and the administration that I've had the opportunity to work with over the last 2.5 years. And I think that it's a great time for Oxford schools, and just as you've seen in the reports that we've gotten over the years and the direction that the school is going and what Tim's been able to do and all the other administrators, I just feel like I said in my other statement that I believe that the board will rally around the superintendent and the district, and I think there's just nothing but great things to keep happening in Oxford. And I will be keeping an eye on things and occasionally dropping it. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And I just add to what I said before, we will miss, there's times where we've had some pretty in-depth, intense discussions. Spirited is a good word. And I think everybody's better off for it, really, I do.
Me too.
And so we will definitely miss that, because in order to make this body work, we have to have, a mix of society. And not just a bunch of yes people. I'm not saying that's what we are, but it was nice to have that to work through and to get to the best possible solution for our kids. So I will definitely miss that. And again, that's a great job. I really appreciate that, because that's kind of lifeblood to Danielle. She was very, very, strong about making that right.
I noticed it.
And yeah, and you know what? Danielle is just a phenomenal person from all aspects, and I won't be surprised to see her someday on this board, to be honest with you. She's just a great, great person and gets stuff done. And so thank you, because from the booster perspective, we had some intense discussions about that. So thank you for getting that together. Ken, great job. I kind of agree with Tom and these ladies over here. It's really tough, and I think I agree with what they're saying, but if we're forced to do it, we've got to do it, and you guys did a great job putting it together.
A lot of that is Christy, Mrs. Gibson Marshall. So,
That's right.
Yeah.
She did a great job.
Thank you. And I just want the rest of the world to know that now that I'm in Dan's seat, we did this in 32 minutes.
You can always slow it down, Mark.
Any final comments, Mr. Throne?
Just Daisha, Christy, Kurt, thanks for attending. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're pounding through to the bitter end. We'll have some people start to take some vacations and some time off here in July, but the quarterly newsletter will be hitting newsstands any day now, and we've put an advertisement in there about the open seat, and I think we've got some other advertisement that we have to do, and so the board will begin to accept applications for anyone who would like to apply to the open seat, and you all will be taking action on that before the end of July, because we'll have 30 days, we'll have till July 30th to fill that seat. So that's what's coming ahead, and I'll cut it short so I don't impede your time record.
Meeting adjourned.